All right, good evening, everyone. So our love for the oceans has brought us together today to embark on a short journey into the unknown. If we're going to have a journey, we should have a map. So we're going to go from the oceans to the evolution of life, to the evolution of human societies, and then back to the oceans, with a twist. It's no accident that life first began in the ocean, a place where physical material is shaken and stirred much more rapidly than on land. You see, while evolution is continuous, its speed varies widely in different times and places. For example, the meteor, or the Cambrian explosion 500 million years ago, when most of our major animal phyla suddenly appeared in a brief explosion of evolution. New research suggests that human evolution may be accelerating due to our larger population and increasingly dynamic environment. And of course, the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs cleared evolutionary niches and gave rise to the rapid evolution of small mammals into us. Though, in my imagination, it happened more like that. Ooh, lasers. Not only humans, but human societies evolve, as we can learn from today's greatest sages, TED speakers. Robert Wright says that our societies constantly evolve towards more and more complex ways of helping each other. And Paul Romer says that rules evolve too, but it's very hard to change them in place, so we need new places to try new rules. After all, society has DNA too. Our written constitutions and laws are coded blueprints, like DNA, that change over time, though not always for the best. What's most visible in evolution is individual variation, because that's the context we're in, one species or one society. So what we see is who's tall or short, what countries have public or private health care. But if we go a level deeper to the species, those vary far more. I'm incredibly tall compared to an ant, and totalitarian North Korea is incredibly dark compared to democratic South Korea. Since species vary so much more than individuals, the most fundamental part of evolution is the environment that determines how fast new species and new societies evolve. It's the least visible because to see it, we have to look at the whole ecosystem and how that ecosystem changes over time. You can't see it in one species or one instant, but it's that change over time that is evolution. So let's take a look. Let's take stock of our societal environment today. We have incredible potential as new technologies open up new possibilities. We could have open source societies drawn from a Wikipedia of rules and social structures. We could organize society as a direct democracy using social networks. Or we could choose to subscribe to a shiny, integrated citizen experience that we renew annually. But our societal environment blocks this potential. Let's consider the evolution of today's dominant species of society that we live in, representative democracy. That evolution took a bloody revolution and an open frontier where the new society could grow up far away from its parents, who were not so supportive. But we've run out of frontier. All land is claimed, and our revolutions have become increasingly superficial. We're changing individual leaders. We're no longer creating new societies. From a social sense, it's like we're back in the age of the dinosaurs. The world is full of these big, blundering country creatures, and there's no space, there's no place for new evolutionary leaps to better ways for us to live together. In some ways, this stability is wonderful. These are my children, and it's wonderful that they can grow up safe from violence, enjoying new technologies. But we could offer them so much more, and I want to. I don't trust 18th century societal DNA to handle the problems of the 21st century. But what can we do? Well, let's learn from this journey and return to where we began, the oceans. Join me for a moment in a thought experiment. Suppose that we could build here as cheaply as building here in San Francisco. Not that cheap, but doable. What would that enable? It would reopen the frontier so that pioneers with new notions for new nations could peacefully put them into practice. We could have evolution without revolution. But there's more. We've talked about the nature of the ocean today. It's a unique place. It's a dynamic medium that mixes things, that allows movement, and that makes it perfect for societal evolution. Large ships are literally as big as skyscrapers, yet they move all the time with ease, which means that ocean cities can be modular. They can constantly evolve by trading buildings, by splitting and by combining in a way that's impossible on land, basically by having sex. This new environment can produce a Cambrian explosion in new ways to live together. But this was just a thought experiment. Or was it? The ocean is already home to ships with thousands of residents. Famed oceanographer Robert Ballard, who discovered the Titanic, said at TED that the time to settle the oceans is now. So 4 years ago, I started the Seasteading Institute with venture capitalist Peter Thiel, who took a bet on our mission to open the oceans for human habitation and new societies. We've released hundreds of pages of research that I can't summarize in this brief time on areas like ocean engineering and international law, including a cost study showing that an ocean hotel 200 nautical miles off Los Angeles could cost the same as buildings in San Francisco. Along the way, we've gathered a colorful community of thousands for whom the ultimate adventure is to homestead the high seas, or at least the Sacramento Delta. We got to start somewhere. And while saving humanity, we can also save the oceans. For those who love it enough to live there will be its most dedicated defenders. So what has our journey taught us? I believe that we focus way too much as a society on visible, superficial acts like changing individual laws and lawmakers. And the utopian dream of creating a single perfect society is impossible. Instead, let's learn that societies evolve, that a perfect societal ecosystem would be a diversity of ever-adapting individuals, each living in a different way. And so our deepest need is for an environment, one that offers the open space to nurture our next generation of societies. It will take years more to open the next frontier and to create that space, but to save humanity, it's worth it. We've already started this incredible adventure, and I invite you to join us. Thank you.